Hello everybody, it's Wicked here, and the season's basically come to an end here in CSR2. And while I was shooting for 5 million this season, I managed to pull off a 6 million season, and I would like to talk about it and how hard it was, to be honest, to reach this point, because I was initially only going for 5 million, but fortunately, all the events that occurred let me reach 6 million, and it's a very, very big accomplishment for me, and I wanted to talk about it. And as we see right here, the season's just changed and the new season's just starting, and I'm looking forward to it as always. So to hit such a big amount of RP, the most obvious thing you need to do is race, and race some more, because that's basically the main way we get RP. It's by live racing. And the best way you can probably make RP is if you have the McLaren F1. And if you have that in collections and as an elite car, you're basically on easy street. There is nothing you need to do more, because if you have that car and use it all the time for live racing, it's basically an RP generator. But I just don't like how it feels, because that car typically shifts really quick. That's number one. And number two, a lot of people just look at it and say, I don't want to race it because they've probably raced it before and lost. So it's quite an obvious car, and as such, I don't like the F1. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's just not my cup of tea. So my main live racing car is my BMW M5, as you can see here. And in addition, I do use my GTRs, the KRC and the Japan spec. I have my Corvettes on standby, and some tier 4 cars like the DBX and the Cadillac and the M4, the tier 4 BMW M4. I do have a few others, but these are my mains. And honestly, I did have to switch around a lot, because lately the matchmaking just hasn't seemed very stable, where I can just sit in lobbies and they'll be empty for an extended period of time. And I have had even to take out the cars that I don't really use often anymore, like my Super Stock and my Regera, and even the DBS. I've just gone back to these cars because I have set them up for other lobbies, but I don't go to those lobbies often. But when the time is of the essence and you really just need to make RP, you just use anything that can make you RP. So that aside, and that's how you get the main bulk of your RP, it's when you hit the 300,000 RP cap every single day, and that's what they call capping. So the next problem was that when the first day came out of this previous season now, unfortunately, the game just didn't want to behave on day one, so I couldn't freaking cap on day one. It was a bit unfortunate. I got to about 270-ish thousand before the game just stopped counting all my RP. And when that happened, I just basically had to I couldn't do anything, so I just went off for the night. But for the rest of the days, excluding today, I did get close again, but I ran out of time because I was busy with my rehearsal again, because again, I'm going to an art school and I've been practicing my script. So besides today and the first day, the rest of the 12 days, I've hit my 300 RP cap. And the next thing is that events matter a lot when you're going for such a high amount of RP, particularly your cups, your crew cups, your supply cups, and of course your token cups. If you don't do these, basically you're screwed. And of course the prestige cup, the big one. If you don't do that and you skip all of those, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage, because I have seen a lot of people around YouTube especially say that it's really difficult to hit a million RP. And to be really honest, it's absolutely easy as long as you have everything set in mind, you have everything planned out. You can easily hit a million, no problem, because even before I was into live racing, I could easily cross a million without even doing a single live race. But now that I have got into live racing, I can comfortably hit about 2 to 2.5 million without breaking a sweat. Well, that's assuming my schedule, but then again, if I can do it, so can you. And at least keep a million. A million is the bare minimum that I would advise people to go for when they play CSR2 and are in a crew. So besides the cups, because I do believe the cups can get you about an extra 3/4 million, so that's quite a bit. So if you add that plus your RP from racing, live racing, you cap every single day, that's about 5 million already. But where I was able to hit 6 million, it was because of a few factors. The first being race pass, because before the race pass came along, you basically had no other RP. But because you can get RP in the race pass, I can easily just rush the race pass to at least level 31, and from there, I'll just claim all my RP and add it to my current total. And it can be a bit difficult because a lot of stupid challenges exist in that race pass. And the one I hate the most, and I'm sure a lot of people hate, is when you have to open a gold crate. And that is absolutely stupid because you just waste gold keys often when, especially I've opened crates when no event was running, so I just wasted the keys right there and I just got something stupid that I probably just scrapped. I can't even keep track of how many cars I've gotten out of no drop rate gold crates, but hey, I just wanted to get my race pass done and I did get it done. And right now it's on level 31 on the border, so I did get RP. I've claimed it and put it to my 6 million. And the next thing that I should mention that's very important is Showdown, because Showdown has a lot of RP prizes, and if you don't have the cars able to get to the thresholds where the RP prizes at, you are basically screwed. And in the Purple Showdown, the Elite Showdown last season, I was pretty fortunate that I had the 488 Pista Spider upgraded and ready to go because my Huracan was just basically in not a good state because I only had engine turbo intake stage 6s and I didn't have enough epic fusions to go around. So that aside, I was able to use my Ferrari and get the RP. I believe it's about 1,000, and I can't remember. It's about the stage 6 part, so was it about 1,400? I can't really remember, but I made it. And for the championship showdown, unfortunately, the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, which I was fortunate enough to have the Gold Star one on standby because of the previous one of the dualities that needed that as a lock-in, so I did have the ZR1 already, and it was an eligible car in Showdown, but unfortunately Natural Motion did change it so it runs slower than it normally could, so that was unfortunate, but I was able to push until 2.1k-ish trophies, and I took a lot of elite tokens, but more importantly RP. So I was able to get a lot of RP from there, as well as, so yeah, so far we're talking about showdowns, race pass, and of course live racing. So these aside, I was even more fortunate that they did run two very important events, the one for the Jetta in Fast and Furious, and the current event that's still ongoing, where like this guy right here, this HVS guy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, this Kazi, and this one also awards RP. So I did participate in the one for the Jetta, and I participated in this one, and boom, there was more RP in the bag for me. So that aside, the next and final key to my puzzle was the, what's it called again? Tournaments. Yes, tournaments. Because in tournaments, you can get RP prizes, but your crew has to be working together as a team if you're gonna get that high when it comes to the participation trophies, and to get enough that you can claim RP. So we did get it, and I was fortunate enough that the game, how do I say, it basically bugged out and let me claim it twice. I didn't need it. I swear I didn't need it, but I claimed it twice. It was an extra 50k, but even if I didn't claim that, I would have crossed my 6 million RP fine. But I just claimed it and I just went about my day, and I was fortunate enough that I did, how do I say, I got my 50k RP from there because my crew crossed the mark for it, and I just added it up to the bank. So it's a bit iffy when it comes to getting 6 million RP in a season, because like I brought up, you have to be very, very lucky that the events are all in your favor, because I think the biggest example I can give is Pit Stop Heroes. That hasn't come in a few seasons, and when it does come, it's almost always unexpected. So I cannot plan my seasons in advance, because if I know Pit Stop Heroes is coming, I will save up my gold and I will just push my hardest, and I will get to the end and claim the RP prizes, because you can also get RP besides at the end. You can get it on the way there. So there's two ways to get in Pit Stop Heroes, but that didn't come this season, and fortunately it was all events. But then again, this is why I brought up that it's very iffy, because when it comes to how RP works, if the events don't fall in your favor, you're screwed. If Pit Stop Heroes doesn't come in your favor, you're screwed. Or the one that I cannot get over, server problems, because this game, don't get me wrong, has issues. And it has had issues such as the game just not connecting to the servers, and when it does that, you cannot do any live racing at all, which is very unfortunate, and this is the main form of getting RP. So I have to say, getting 6 million RP was no easy feat. I had to burn a lot of gold keys. I burned about 70, and when it came to gold, we are not going to talk about that, because I burned thousands, because I had to fill up my tank and go and race, fill up my tank again, go and race, rinse and repeat until I hit the cap for my daily RP. So at the end, was it worth it? I wouldn't say so, because I didn't really get anything out of it. I didn't get any rewards that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't hit 6 million, but I did it, and basically I have bragging rights, as what I call it. The bragging rights is, I think, what I was after. But besides that, it wasn't really something I would recommend. If you're in a crew that really shoots for the purple star car every season, maybe you might see some benefits of doing it. But for me, nah, I'll just say no. So there you have it. That's me basically recapping me hitting 6 million, which is the second time I've done this, but I'm proud of it. So any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you. With that said, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.